Even 2 years ago, I think you guys are not feeling interrupted, right? I will not say that much.
No, we are not. You can continue.
Yes, yes.
You are not an outsider, man. We are now allies, okay? Very
Yes.
important for
Thanks
us
a
to
lot.
talk about these.
Thanks a lot. Even 2, 3 years ago, before the revolution took place, before Hasina was toppled, most of the youths here in Bangladesh, they did not have any interest or idea about politics. They were like usually Gen Z kids, Gen Alpha kids. How were they? They're like, we hate politics. We are not into this thing. What do? They hang out with boyfriends, girlfriends, or friends. But all of a sudden, when this movement erupted, when everyone got to know all of a sudden that okay, Indian hegemony was here all these years, we didn't have any idea. Many youths used to have this idea, but they were like, how can we do anything individually? But when all of a sudden everyone got integrated, they started this journey together. And now, as you said, how are they thinking? Are the youths aware or not? Yes, they're very much aware. Today, the funeral took place of Osman Hadi. Nearly 500,000 people. Can you imagine? 500,000 people participated in this funeral. And guess what? More than 60 to 70%. I can claim all these things. I can bet this. More than 60 to 70% of them are university students. From my own university, nearly hundreds of people, all of them were students. They go over there. Another thing, the university authority gave transportation to them. So this is going to another level. After 2024 August movement, mid of this year, earlier this year, things were like, okay, as people started to believe, people started to think that probably things will go again in the old way. Like Indian hegemony will probably come through another party, come through another, espionage, or they have their own agency, they have their own people to set into the governments, set into the agencies, the institutions. But after Hadi's death, after Osman Hadi's death, the killing, the martyrdom, things are now erupting again. Even this time I'm talking here, it's almost 10 p.m. here. It's night here. Still, many students are gathering together in Dhaka University areas, and other places, important places. So and another thing, they have started reading books and history. They are making memes on 1971 or 1947. Like all these years, Hasina and India tried to teach them and manipulate them through fake narratives, fake, propaganda and lies. And all of a sudden, they have started to discover other things. Okay, so all these years, what we have been taught were lies. Okay, now they are trying to learn those things, and not only they are learning, what they're doing, making memes, making reels, making documentaries, and many people from here. I know this very well. There were barely few Bangladeshis on X, even 3, 4, 5 years ago. Now many are joining here. Why? Because these guys are trying to, explore what's actually over there outside the country, the narrative which we have been taught all this year. So we have to examine whether they are correct or not. And they have already examined, and they now know. So a cultural and collective movement has begun, and the revolution is still ongoing. It's still ongoing, and it will take probably another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, God knows how many years. But it is unstoppable right now, and India will never. I can assure you this. India will never can be back with its old propaganda and old strength, old force in Bangladesh. They had their espionages, hundreds of espionages in our army and in our intelligence agencies. So we have a lot of things to do. But as I said, they cannot go that way they used to. So the movement, it has begun and it will further go. And it will probably pass on from Gen Z to Gen Alpha. The way we are seeing, libraries have been established, cultural centers. Even Osman Adi, who died, he had his own cultural center. The name was what? Inkilab Cultural Center. Right? That's very fascinating, I know. So it has already started.
Imtiaz, are you connected somehow with
Yes.
some leaders of the student movement or
Yes.
whatever?
Regional leaders,
Yeah,
even.
we should actually, when you are having these big, let us say, some demonstrations or speeches, what about sending some Sikh representatives there? Like we can.
Yes, I can connect you guys with people here. I have that much. Like Chittagong University, there's a university in the southern region. Uh, I have a friend over there who is almost in the central committee of newly formed political party. And in my university, I joined almost 2 or 3 podcasts in last 6 months. and I am president of a cultural club in my university. So I have few stakes in all these things, and I am connected to few people. I am not that much important, but I have enough connections with them.
Just do one thing. Like when you have any meetings or let's see if we can how we can collaborate and how we want to share our experience with you guys and tell you like we have dealt with India and we have more experience now of the real nature of the Indian state. Okay, we want to make sure that you guys, now that you have seen, you have taken the red pill, this knowledge doesn't go away, and we want to share our experiences and our struggle with the Indian state, and hopefully that kind of creates a bond, okay, which we can use as allies against a common enemy. So, so yeah, I would love to connect with you, Imtiaz. I'll drop you a note, and we can, maybe start something even small.
Sure, sure.
If required, we can travel to Bangladesh. That's not a big deal.
Yes.
But we can start maybe some, even video calls or video speeches, common speeches, and then we can, we can have some people come out and kind of, address meet the people. Yep.
Yes, obviously, I can make it possible, and there are more powerful people over there in the media. Few of them I know personally, as I said. I can help at least this much. That will not be anything for me, not any problem.
Appreciate it, man. I'll drop you a DM. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I can send you a DM.
Okay.
So I'll send you a DM in like 30 minutes. Okay.
Okay, awesome.
I missed a bit. I have a question, just a simple question. So basically, this guy was speaking against the corruption of Indian government in Bangladesh, right? And to silence him, they killed him, right?
Yes, go ahead.
Do you guys hear me or not?
We can hear, but there's a lot of background noise coming in, and it was more
I can rephrase your question. So Imtiaz, he's asking you a question. He's wondering if the guy Indians killed, was he talking about Indian interference in Bangladesh? What was he talking about? Why did India assassinate him?
Okay, you guys want to know the reason why? After all these years, this is very funny and ridiculous. The fact is, we never had any what can I say, representative from Bangladesh to discuss all these things. Not even in the international forums, not in the media. No one ever talked about this. Probably that's why even Indians don't want to acknowledge this. But the fact is, they already did a lot of things, and things went beyond even the. Otherwise, why would a country without any reason collectively hate another country and wholly, utterly? Why this much hatred? Indians should ask themselves actually. A lot of things happened already. A lot of things took place already. As I said, 5,000 or more than people of us were abducted, and they were forcefully disappeared, and later they were killed. I am talking about 5,000. Another thousands were taken to custody, secret custody. We have a lot of documentaries about all these things. If you guys search on YouTube, you will get to know. And in 15, 16 years, so much things happened that I cannot right now state all of them. Even the treaties, as I said, in the energy sector, the Adani group, Gautam Adani, as we know, all of us know, he literally made some deals, meaningless deals, with Hasina government. And all these things took place under Indian hegemony and Indian establishment. What happened? Without getting any proper service or fuel or energy, we have literally paid them more than billions of dollars. Even under this government, 437 million debt were paid back in June 2025. $437 million. Charge of what? Charge of electricity that was never, actually, that which never reached this country, which never reached Bangladesh. Sort of, there were a lot of, gaps, and there were a lot of falsehoods in the treaties. I'm talking about a single deal. Now, what about the transits? Chittagong port. They used to send their ships, and they paid literally no fee, no transit fee, nothing. They used our port unofficially. Unofficially, they used our port for more than 10 or 15 years. And as I said, they literally, in a indirect way, spreaded Islamophobia. And if you guys search another thing, 2013 Shapla massacre. Just these three words, 2013 Shapla, Shapla, Shapla and massacre. What did they do? The forces, even there were Indian spies from RAW. These are no more conspiracy theories. These are established, and media has their own evidences, respective evidences. RAW interfered there. And before that, 2009, 57 officers and many other soldiers. 2009, 25th February. Many of our soldiers and 57 officers were killed in a staged coup. It was staged. It was actually the raw officials, the raw agents. And I can send you a lot of links in person. Few of guys are somehow connected to me. I will post this. I can send you DM. Even Al Jazeera have documentary on all these things. So after all these things, and you can ask why did they kill the army officials? They tried to break our border guard forces, which we used to say Bangladesh Rifles. Now that is named Border Guard Bangladesh, BGB. And what happened? They used to launder lot of, what can I say, the drugs and fancy deals through West Bengal, through Seven Sisters, Tripura, Meghalaya, Mizoram. All these things happened. Multi-billion dollars equivalent to fancy deals and drugs and all these things. So we are sort of their dumping station. Dumping. They used to send all their garbages, low quality coals. They used to sell all these things to us. After all these things, many other things and issues are there which are not yet proved, but we have very well documentaries on those things. They did all these things to us. Abducting thousands of our people for opposing the government, thousands of our Islamists, not typical Islamists or terrorists as you knew. They were just, the sort of madrasa students, abducting them, killing them. And as I said, the treaties, billions of dollars equivalent. All these things happened. And these were very sort of few were invisible, few were visible. And now we have all the evidences on internet everywhere. So these are enough. And this hatred against India grew here, enhanced here very gradually, day by day, day by day. So this didn't happen in a single day. Right?
Imtiaz, you have information on regarding I think 2016 or 17 when Indian diplomats like the embassy guys they killed the Bangladeshi women, right?
I could not understand. 600 or 6,000 what?
2016 or 17 there was a news like Indian diplomats in Bangladesh they killed the Bangladeshi lady.
Bangladeshi lady. I don't know which allegation you were talking about here.
Yeah, you should look on this. This was a big news. It was suppressed by India.
Are you talking about any terrorist attack 2016 in Holy Artisan?
No, there were two diplomats stationed in Bangladesh from Indian side, like Indian embassy, right? I think they tortured, raped, and killed the Bangladeshi lady.
Yes,
She was just
yes.
like
Okay.
a maid in a,
I know, got the fact what you were. Okay. Even this went sort of the government and other people, the agencies, they tried to hide this, they tried to cover up this. But last year probably, or after 2024 revolution, an Indian embassy ex-official, former official, he revealed this, he exposed this. Yes, I got to know, I understood what you were trying to talk about. Yes, that thing also happened.
and what Harjeet was saying, sorry, the way you were saying the 5,000 people were killed and 1,000 disappeared in the prison, right? It happened to us in Punjab from 1980s and 90s. And it was way more than that. We had like almost 300,000 people killed.
The number I am stating here, it's the approximation and it's officially proved. Right, it's officially proved. That's why I'm saying I can't sell lies like Indians. That's why I am talking with this credibility. But there are high chances the number might be over 10,000. And I have just mentioned about 6,000 who were abducted and secretly killed. But what about the July movement? There were, in a single movement, 1,500 students were killed.
These students were being picked up and persecuted just for protesting, and by the Hasina government. Tell us more about what happened.
It's very, very multifaceted and multidimensional. Picking up the students and killing them, this happened last year, 2024. But other people, the stakeholders of other political parties, they had been being killed since 2009. So if you pile them up, if you add all the numbers, it will surpass 8,000 or 9,000. I can send you the links here. I have to take a little bit time. You guys can continue. Within that time, I will send the links.
Yes, I had also heard that I might have misheard, but somebody was saying that for getting the passport or getting certain type of visas, Bangladeshis had to go to New Delhi Are you
Exactly. Another thing, Harjit bhai, another good thing you have mentioned. I was actually forgetting a lot of things. India never let us establish or let us take initiatives for offices of other consulates or high commissions. They literally made us, depend on them, rely on them. This is multidimensional hegemony, as I said. It's not only about lives.
So if you had to take visas of other countries, you had to basically go to Delhi
Exactly.
to their embassy.
Exactly. Finland, Germany, then many other countries, Balkan countries, and West Europe.
I also heard that for certain work on the passport, just a Bangladeshi passport, or you had to travel to Delhi. I've forgotten what that example was, but that was atrocious. Like you
Yes.
were mentioning, like
Yes.
for this activity they had to go to New Delhi, which is like
There are many other things. Even I would like to mention another thing, as you reminded me. Apple, Apple, the iPhone owner, the mother company. Apple wanted to establish a manufacturing plant near Dhaka, near the capital, back in 2018 or 19. I can't remember the year right now. And Hasina did not let this happen. Why? Because India, from Delhi, someone phoned her and forbade her not to permit, not to give the permission. Why? It's not only about Apple, a single. Even many Japanese manufacturing industries, they had plans to establish the manufacturing plants in Bangladesh. Right? So, that's it.
got it. Yeah, same they did to us, Satyas. Like the Indian government will never allow international flights into Punjab. So while the almost 50% of they will always force us to land in New Delhi, and then from there travel all the way through the Hindu territory to 500 miles through that to Punjab. Basically, remind us that
They
we are
have the
second.
same way, they have the similar way to dictate, the same way to control. They will force you to understand their culture, to integrate with their culture, and they will say some good things. They will say good words, and they will sound like, okay, we are very cultural, we are very inclusive, we are very secular. But deep down, they are just evil. As you said, Hindu areas, crossing the Hindu areas. Why would someone need to go that much way, hundreds of miles, to just fly? Right? This is their heinous way. They use the same trick everywhere, probably, as you are now saying, and I can now confirm. Okay, these are not new. So they are using this across everywhere, all over the world, all over wherever they can, even Kashmir, even Pakistan. In Pakistan, they can't physically enter, so they have their different way to propagate lies regarding Pakistan. Very understandable right now.
It was really nice talking to you, Imtiaz bhai. Good to have your perspective in our space as well. But anyways, we'll keep continuing the